Hey there guys, how's it going? It's Jules and welcome to Conscious Talks. I think I've shot 2 videos on this. I'm going to try and go for 20 minutes of just talking about conscious stuff. And it's not just, it is just random, me kind of throwing stuff at you, but I'm going to do my best because this is just where I am at the moment. In a year I'm going to be completely unrecognized, or completely different. I'll still be me, but I'll have more wisdom. I'll be more calm, I'll give off a better vibe, so that when you watch my energies, you don't just get something intellectually, you get something spiritually. And this is what I think people should do in videos. I don't think people should, spiritual people, when they're shooting their videos, sometimes the editors cut out the gaps between speaking, the pauses. I don't think you should do this because it cuts off the energy and then it resets it. So, because what you can do is, you can actually, if you tap into yourself enough, you can ask questions spiritually to different energies, and you can find out if they're really a human, but you can also find out, if they're a clone, for example. But I don't know how I feel about that, whether it's true or not. I don't know, but it seems true when I look at certain people like Tai Lopez and the other one. Who was the other one? I was watching this other person. I think Elon Musk, I don't know, anyway. But basically, yeah, so what you do is you ask a question to different energies and you can get answers. And the best answer that I get from you can get from spiritual people is you ask a question, and what happens is their energy just brings you back into the moment. We're all in this together. So this is one of the most important teachings. We're all in this together because so basically when you have a thought, you can bring it back to the present moment, or someone can bring it back for you. And when you become psychic, or if you become psychic, I would say I'm half psychic, because I pick up on some things I don't pick up on. Sometimes I pick up on things and people will be like, I didn't think that. And sometimes I'll pick up on things and people will say exactly what I thought they were thinking. I've had multiple examples of this, so it's kind of weird. I feel like what happens is I'm picking up on ego, but not the mind. I like to make a distinction between ego and mind. Mind is when you use it, ego is when it uses you. Anyway, but yeah, we're all kind of psychic, so what will happen is you'll ask a question and then that person, or you'll have a thought, and then, back to what I was saying before, you'll have a thought and then they can bring it back for you. So you can bring it back. You can also bring back people from their thoughts, but if you're not psychic, you're not really going to know what I'm talking about. What's the topic for today? So the topic will be, let's talk about the world as opposed to the self. So there's this idea of non-duality, which is non-dual, self and other. That's what non-dual means. And it's weird because the world is secondary. The inner is primary, the outer is secondary. If you get the inside right, the outer will fall into place. And this is so true. You'll get to a point where that won't scare you anymore. That used to scare me. I would get a thought and then I would be like, oh my god, this could actually come true. Because if I think this, the outside's going to fall into place like that. And it does happen, and it can happen, but you just get more fortitude over time. So the good news is everything just gets better. You get more peaceful. You transmute fear into peace, and that's one of the things you can do. So there's 3 things you can do if there's something wrong on the outside, and 3 things you can do if there's something wrong on the inside. The 3 things you can do if there's something wrong on the outside is you can change it, remove yourself from the situation, or accept it. Eckhart recommends you accept it first and then change it, because action's often better than inaction. Activity is often better than inactivity, as Jim Rohn says. If something's wrong on the inside, you can express it, you can repress it. Hey buddy. You can express. Hey buddy. Alright. He looks really friendly, but he doesn't sound quite so. So, if something wrong's on the inside, you can repress it, you can push it down, you can express it, or the best thing you can do is transmute it. So, the other day, I was talking to my boss, and she said something that really kind of bothered me, and I wanted to say something about it, and I thought, okay, I can express it or I can repress it. Definitely don't repress it. That should be a given. definitely don't repress it. If you're gonna express it, be honest and be sincere and be kind of like kind about it, because as they say, there's three gates you should pass through before you say anything. Is it true, necessary, and kind? So yeah, but then I remembered transmute, and I was trying to do that and it wasn't working. But it takes a bit of time. It takes no time in the timeless. It takes time and no time at the same time. Anyway, but yeah, maybe I should make more eye contact with these videos. I don't know what's best. Also, like when I'm talking, I want to use baton gesturing, which is where you move your hands to the rhythm of what you're saying. Like, so if you're saying out there and in here, blah 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 blah. Anyway, but yeah, okay. Okay. So on the outside, if you want something, you basically just got to tap into the frequency of that thing. And one of the ways to do that is just to focus on it lightly. So start light. So just start wherever you are. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. But within that, what you're gonna do about it is you just go, okay, so what can I do today towards my dreams, or the frequency, or the life, or the result, or the parallel universe I want to live in? What can I do today? And not even that, like just bring it down to the smallest possible thing, because it's going to go exponential, so it's just going to be mad. So what way should I go? There's all these yeah, so what you should, okay, so for me, I was like, I don't know what to do next with my business, and then I started doing research on video games. I used to play video games a lot. I don't anymore, but I was like, maybe I should get back into those just for something to do while I kind of purge myself, because when you get to a point with meditation where it's pretty effortless and you're like, well, what do I do now? I used to just sit there and meditate all day, but now I don't need to. Now I can take action. But there's a part of like laziness within me. That's probably my biggest thing. Laziness and lost. I need to get over. Anyway, so yeah, so and then I noticed I closed my laptop after looking up these Pokemon games and stuff, and the Switch too. And then I'm thinking, like I was feeling like a gamer. I'm like, oh shit, I could become a game. Like I started to like think about it, and I was just getting immersed in that world mentally and emotionally, and that affects your physical and your behavior and eventually your life. So, well, yeah, your life kind of straight away. Everything happens instantly. People are like, it doesn't happen. It doesn't. The result, your journey starts instantly to whatever it is you're focusing on. I know this may seem kind of obvious, but sometimes there's more depth to what I'm saying than what I'm actually just saying. You can kind of read between the lines, and if I can catch it, then I can kind of say it and express it exactly what I mean in all the different ways I mean it, kind of thing. Anyway, but yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I can just do this and focus on business, or focus on my health, or like going to the gym and like living the best life you can possibly live, you know, personally developing, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. Anyway, so we're about halfway, guys. Let's go. So yeah, we're talking about the world. So just focus, just put your attention lightly on something that's related to what you want to do in life. If it's music, like it is for me, I do meditation, coaching, and music. They're the two things I want to do. I also want to open another business called Spiritual Solutions, which is about helping big businesses make conscious decisions and raise their consciousness so they can make a better impact in the world. Anyway, but basically at the moment it's just coaching and music. So you just focus on music. You just go, okay, let's just sit down at the piano and play one note, and then see how that makes you feel, and then go, where do you want that note to go next? Doom. All right, and then doom 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 dun 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 dun. I don't know, something like that. Probably not my best work, but yeah, so the world. So you just focus on what it is you want. It's super simple. It's called The Law of Attention by R.J. Spina. He's got like 4 books out now in the last like couple years that he released after becoming fully enlightened. So on the inside, so you have, so the world is broken up into 2 things. There's the inner and the outer, basically. And the inner purpose is to awaken. Everyone's inner purpose is the same, but everyone's outer purpose is different. So outer purpose for me is meditation, coaching, and music. And inner purpose for everyone is to awaken. If you don't know what this is, I've got tons of videos on my YouTube channel. You can check it out there. I post pretty much daily, and most of it is around enlightenment and meditation. Yeah, the interesting thing is, let's go. Shit, run. The interesting thing is, I had a spiritual experience years ago, over 10 years now, just over 10 years, I think 11 years now. And it changed my life, and it hasn't left me. So I think it was definitely the start of my spiritual awakening journey. And I kind of feel like I don't have a self. I feel like there's something behind the body and the mind that doesn't exist as a thing. It's not nothing, it's no thing. So it's still there, it's just, awareness or consciousness. But I haven't realized love or God, but I've seen love and God. I've had little experiences of love, like existential love, and I've had a dream that showed me what God was, and what it felt like was what the dream was, how it felt like. It was just like infinite happiness, happiness with a capital H. And if you don't know what that is, capital letters at the front of words in spirituality is jargon for the absolute, or like, it's beyond the relative. So it's not like when I say happiness, you're like happy and sad, but this happiness points to something that's beyond happy and sad. Then there's like grace, and then there's like the mind, and then there's anything. It really points to consciousness. But yeah, so after I had this experience, my life changed. I found out about enlightenment. I started meeting enlightened people. My whole life just completely changed. I found out about personal development. I'm like, how have I not found out about this before? Why was I not interested? So it was an awakening that hasn't left me for 10 years. But it hasn't left me, but I'm not like fully, I think I've still got far to go, because I had this experience looking out the window at my dad's place, right? And it was heaven. It was literally heaven. I was looking at literally heaven. Everything was timeless. Even though things were changing and they were going to decay and grow, they'd been there forever, and they're always there forever. Forever. So I'm trying to get back there. But it's not all rainbows and butterflies for me. I'll just quickly say this, and then we'll get back on track. Yeah, it's not rainbows and butterflies. Literally, like, when I hang around people, it's weird, bro. Like, I love being around people. I'm an extrovert. Like, I love talking to people, bonding with people, doing stuff with people. But I get I get intrusive thoughts, and I've had intrusive thoughts ever since. I'd never had intrusive thoughts before in my life until I turned 18, and this experience happened that I talked about 10 years ago. I started getting intrusive thoughts. What I've realized is that's my spiritual journey. That's my dark night of the soul. That's like me purging all this inner stuff that's been there. Because if it comes up, it's because it was inside. And it comes up to come out. So it's a purge. So it feels like shit. But ultimately it's a good thing, because then behind that is peace. So it's actually the gateway to your enlightenment. So it's kind of strange. How it's like so negative, but on the other side of it is peace, because it's essentially fear. But it's weird because alright, let's get back to the I said I'd get back to it, so let's get back to it. Back to the question of the world. So basically, yeah, it's just like the world is space and objects in space. And that can be a meditation. You can look at objects in space, object meditation, or you can look at space itself, space meditation by Eckhart Tolle. So yeah, they're really good ones. And just know whatever you put out comes back. Like if you treat people like shit for one day, you'll start to attract people like treating you like shit. But if you treat people really kindly for one day, you'll notice, and it's weird because you'll outgrow your situation. So what'll happen is you'll be really kind to people and you'll get that kindness back, but then you'll attract the old energy back as well because it's still kind of there. It'll come back and people will treat you like shit and you'll be like, why? But it's purging, it's telling you to move on. It's telling you change your situation. It's Eckhart Tolle, the 3 things: change, accept, or remove. You should probably do all 3 when you're in that kind of situation. And hang around the kind of people that lift you up. The kind of people who are either on your level, higher than you, or on the path but lower than you. So you're spending 30% of your time, this is what Tai Lopez says, he says spend 30% or 33%. It's infinite, so if you know what I mean. 33.333 recurring. There's no perfect third of 100. It's infinite, but anyway. You probably, yeah, anyway. 30% of your time at people who you mentor, who are interested in personal development and business and your niche or your purpose or anything that you can teach. And 33% of the time on this with people on the same level, and then the last third on people that are better than you. So yeah, but yeah, I feel like you got to tap. This is the thing. So with the world, when you focus on attention and you start taking these small actions, you'll start to actually go in a whole different universe, into a different parallel universe. And when you change your frequency. So think of things in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration is what Nikola Tesla says. If you do that, it just simplifies everything. It just makes sense. But all right. Let's go mad value. Let's just add mad value right now. So it's all about perseverance. So he who succeeds owes his success to perseverance, as Ramana Maharshi says. And so he says that, and he's a spiritual teacher. So, and you can apply that. This is the thing about spirituality. It covers all bases. If you master spirituality, I know enough to know this is true. I'm still on my journey, but and I will be forever, and everyone is. But when you're fully enlightened, you literally you have the foundational understanding for anything, and you just understand what it takes to do anything, because it's just so simple. Like, you become so wise. Oh god, that sounds so, anyway, arrogant, but you become so wise. I'm talking about other people, but I'm then talking about myself as well. But you become so wise that you literally you know how to get anything. And the only thing in your own way is your mind, your limiting beliefs, your doubts, your fears. But ultimately, when you start spirituality and you develop on the path long enough, you won't have any limiting beliefs. Like, you'll know that there's nothing that can stop you. Like, look, we're free. We're completely free. The only thing is our mind telling us a story. So don't believe the story. Bring it back to the present moment. Bring it back. That's the name of the game. Presence. Attention. Just keep bringing it back until you abide in the no mind state. And then eventually you'll get satori's, and then eventually those satori's will turn into a samadhi, and they'll stay and they'll stick, and then you'll be fully enlightened. And when you're fully enlightened, you can do whatever you want in your life. There's no particular way that your life has to look. This should be incredibly freeing for you. There's no particular way your life could look. You can have lots of sex. You can have lots of money. You can be famous. Only if it's like a result of what you're doing. Like, if you chase power, sex, money, status, fame, these things will kind of toxify you, spiritually. Like, you can have them and be okay. Like, the successful people who have all this, who are spiritual. So it's weird, but you just got to be vigilant. Just make sure you're vigilant. This is what Mooji teaches, vigilance. Yeah, so anyway, if you vibe with my stuff like that, this is nothing. Like, I can literally talk for a long time. I do forget like what I was talking about sometimes, and sometimes I don't know what to say, but if you get to know me, like, I'm a really cool guy, and I can help you meditate. I can help you get the understanding you need. I can answer your spiritual questions, because I got my own take on things, but also I'm not fixed. I'm kind of like in the gap between my two thoughts. So I don't know what my next thought's going to be, and I don't remember what my past thought was, because forgetfulness is a form of freedom. So that's what you got to remember without reminding yourself. Just if you want to be intelligent and gain knowledge consciously, you got to, as RJ Spinner says at the start of like all his courses, he says, be in a state of like it's your first time on earth, no past, no future, just like it's your first time on earth, and just stay there while you listen. And then what will happen? Don't go into your mind to think about what he's saying. Just listen, and it'll hit your heart, and then you'll be able to use that information later in a creative way, in whatever way you need, in whatever way God intends. Yeah. Instead of like accumulating knowledge, because that's like the biggest blunder to your spiritual growth, is acquiring. So acquiring knowledge. Just adding to yourself, because what it does is it brings suffering, it brings ego, and yeah, dukkha, unsatisfactoriness, unease, or suffering. So yeah, if you want a session with me, join my community, message me. I'll message you like when you join the community. I've got an auto DM thing set up. I used to do it manually, but now I just got an auto thing. It's just easier. That doesn't mean I'm avoiding hard work. I want the best life I can possibly get, and I'm going to work hard to get it. And that's all you need to succeed. You need the desire, and just know you're willing to do anything to make it happen. But it's sometimes, especially when socializing, it can be tricky. Success, it's kind of the quick or the dead. You know, you snooze, you lose. You gotta be quick, but also being at peace is more important. So you can either say something or be at peace with not saying it, and that's what enlightenment and meditation gets you. So it's just a win-win. Meditation is a win-win. I'll leave you with this. Meditation is a win-win. You become peaceful and quiet, or you become enlightened. So I'll leave it at that. If you want a session with me, DM me on Instagram, or DM me on my community, Meditation Mastermind, and or join my community and watch my courses, such as this one. And yeah, let's get you living your dream life. Let's fucking go.